shit. They can see us? Looks like they can hear us. One of you say something.
Hi.
Oh, shit. They should be able to hear you, too.
Things and stuff and words and verbiages.
Hey there, party people. What's up? Welcome to the goddamn show. I am Chuck. We're the Defenders of Kobold, and we are going to play some more of Rime of the Frostmaiden, but we're running it in Dark Trails, the DCC-based Weird West system. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I guess, I don't know. I never remember what to say in these things, so let's just fucking do some introductions. Let's go around the screen here. We're going to tell me who you are, plug any pluggables you got, and tell us about who you're playing tonight. Dan, you're first up in the alphabetical order, so make words.
Words. I'm Dan. I'm playing Glint, one of our gunslingers in the party tonight. Probably the less exciting one. I'm trying to remember what we were doing last time. We fell through a hole and shot a bunch of knockoff dwarves, and I think we were gonna go do something stupid, probably, if I had to guess. So that'll be fun to do it.
There you go. Next down the page is Friendon.
Hi, I'm Friendon. I'm going to be playing Kaijul tonight, who's a tiny little kobold with a big heart and an enlarged spell that will make his body match the size of that heart, allowing his blood to pump freely and adequately to his extremities in a way that is essentially congruent to his enlarged size and his ability to smash things, usually with like +6 strength and 4 AC. It's very fun. It's a very fun character, and I hope the enlarged spell goes off tonight, because every time it does, an angel gets its wings, and that's what I'll be doing.
Okay. Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I draw stuff for tabletop on the internet. Check it out. I'm on Twitch, same name, Friendon. You can catch me pretty much everywhere.
Okay. Jake.
I am Jake with the Defenders of Kobold. And that's pretty much it for me. I'm playing a character who's called the Olympian, an ancient Greek ghost in the body of an 1800s boatman in Alaska.
There you go.
Finn.
Can't beat that with a stick. Over on the other side, Jeff.
Hey, I'm Jeff from Adventures in Lollygagging. We play games, tabletop games on the internet, twitch.tv/lollygaggers. Next game we got coming up is Saturday at like 5 Central. We're playing Best Left Buried, just like horror fantasy. We play other stuff too, and you can see some of the faces on the screen playing in those games. I am playing Mama Purdy, who is a dwarven hellbilly, kind of an old, dirty former snake oil salesman who drinks from her magical jug of fey booze and does all sorts of wonderful things with it, like breathes fire and stuff like that, and gets really drunk. It is literally part of her mechanics to actually get drunk, so it's fantastic.
Fantastic.
Mama Purdy.
I need that for real life. All right, moving on down. Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm tolerated by these poor souls and get to play games with them all the time, so that's fun for me. I also sometimes do a podcast called The Plewdcast, Plewd, where I talk with friends about comics and nerdy stuff. And tonight, I'm going to be playing Cletus Calloway Redden. I'm an itty-bitty man with a big, big name and a chip on my shoulder to match. I also somehow have come into the possession of a little Yeti tyke who also likes to beat things. It's pretty fun.
That's true. All right, then we got a new face on the screen tonight. Thanko, why don't you say some things?
Well, I'm the new guy, so they're going to try and kill me. I'm pretty sure that's how that's going to work.
Hey, don't feel bad. I try to do that with all the characters.
Hey, fair enough. I am one of the multiple DMs on Dragons in the Dining Room. You can find us Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays playing some D&D. Mondays, I sit around talking D&D and tabletop games with anybody who decides to join me. You may even find us on Discord where you can join in and chat that way too. I will be playing Calamity Conrad, a gunslinger who really just doesn't want to be an adventurer. He was way too happy sitting in the alleys drinking his White Lightning, and all of a sudden everything got dark. He found a set of guns sitting in his lap. They did all sorts of crazy things. And he tried to get rid of them, but they always came back. So he moved on, and trouble followed him everywhere. So he moved on, and trouble followed him, and he moved on. Now he's in Alaska because, there's nothing in Alaska. Only apparently I'm wrong.
More trouble.
More trouble.
I had that same thing happen like what with your guns with a case of syphilis.
Is that my sister?
No, I don't know. I mean, it could have been. Lord knows I spread it everywhere.
I'm pretty sure that was her name.
I'm pretty sure I slept with syphilis once.
I'm waiting for Yeetus to get his first case of it.
There we go.
No.
Oh.
Yeetus, you're a man now.
I don't really know how you have the birds and the bees talk with a Yeti.
You'll figure it out.
I definitely want to see that role played, though.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
Oh,
a
no.
Yeti doesn't have birds and the bees. They have the burrs and the screams.
There you go. All right. So last session, you all were in the town of Caer Konig. It's on the overlay. Let me get a mouse and I can move things over so people can actually see what the fuck we're talking about. Can you all see that? Good enough for government work. So we started off in Caer Konig, where you just came off of rescuing some kid's dad from a Yeti cave up on a mountain. You came back down, and all of the people in the town would not stop pestering you about their shit getting stolen. So you decided to take the job up for yourselves and to go find out exactly what it is they were talking about. You tracked them out into the snow and kind of around the far side of that mountain. And you came across a group of real funky looking dwarves. And let me go ahead and show it. I can show that to the overlay now. Little funky dwarves look like that. You traced them down to a stronghold carved out of the side of the mountain, where you semi-successfully murdered them all. You then returned back to Caer Konig, say, hey, job's done. I don't remember if they paid you or not. I don't
Just
know.
say no.
Yeah.
Just say no. Not yet.
Yeah. So now you're back on your original plan. You pass down through Caer Denival, where our little Defenders of Kobold indicator is. In there, you went and checked out an old abandoned tavern. I was really proud of this. Let me show that to the stream, too.
That's the one where I almost got murdered.
You did almost get murdered.
You did a good job of knocking me out.
Yeah?
I got held up to a circle of people with guns in my face, and they all fired.
Mm-hmm. As it's meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, did I lose that handout? Dear Lord, not worth it. So yeah, there it is. And so yeah, you went inside that spooky ass old inn, I guess it is, not a tavern, where you were ambushed by a bunch of these invisible dwarf-like creatures. You almost died, yet you murdered them all. And that's kind of where we're picking up. Now the cool thing is you all have taken a job of sorts, a bounty kind of situation, from a real strange cult in Caer Denival that all wears Adidas tracksuits. And every single beard scalp of these strange dwarves that you bring them, they were going to pay you like $20 each. And so currently you're sitting on a small stack of weird dwarf beards and one regular dwarf beard. And that's where we're going to pick up. Now, if I remember correctly, we kind of talked about some plans. You did see a handful of days ago a shooting star land not too far off. I'm going to move the map so that you can see it right down here. And you also had some business in East Haven. Now, your business in East Haven is initially you got brought to this land to find and kill a serial killer. And you think that you've discovered who the serial killer is. They're traveling with a merchant caravan that goes around the 10 towns. The caravan is called Torgs. And the supposed killer, the suspected killer, is kind of a hired muscle that travels around with the caravan. And they are supposed to be in East Haven. The one catch here is we're getting really close on, the month, the cycle of the moon is East Haven is one of the towns here in the 10 towns that has started up a human sacrifice every new moon to try and appease, whatever it is that has driven the sun away. And that's the SUN, not one of Cletus's children.
In fairness, I do a human sacrifice to try to cure my depression, and it doesn't usually work. Sometimes it do.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the human you're sacrificing.
Then the sun comes up, and I feel bright and sunny.
I'm a purdy. They can just sacrifice all of them and be fine.
Yep.
Be pretty good.
I think it's a pretty good idea.
There you go. And what was it? Another thing is that you believe that the serial killers, if I remember correctly, the serial killers kind of ritual involves that same new moon. So not only is there going to be some kind of human sacrifice in East Haven, you also think that the serial killer is going to kill again on the night of the new moon, and they are also hanging out in East Haven. So yeah, we'll pick it up. You guys are all outside of this old abandoned inn, debating on what your next steps are.
So we go get cash fast and then head to East Haven and kill a killer.
Sure. Also, just for bookkeeping, I am not real big on fancy introductions. So we're just going to say that Calamity was a member of your party that got separated for a little bit and finally joined back up with you.
Oh, see, I weren't separated. I just didn't feel like going on it because adventure doesn't work for me.
Fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
Your guns finally shamed you enough that you joined in.
Yeah, I was kind of visited by a dream. My dog Jethro kind of licked me in the face and I woke up from it, but I'm pretty scared for my soul now.
Man, I tell you what, every time I get licked in the face, I'm scared for my soul too. I'll get you.
Especially since he doesn't have a dog.
Yeah, man. I don't play
It was
that.
one time, Cletus. One time.
I've been trying to comprehend my feelings about it, and I'm just going to settle on neutral.
I was just trying to clean. You had a spotted thing around on your cheek and taking it too seriously.
Neutral, why you gotta be so basic?
I hate y'all sons of bitches.
So, yeah, what's the plan?
Let's get that money. I agree with our gunslinging buddy here.
Money's good. Money's good. I needs to get me some food.
Yeah. There's a general store here in town. You can go pick something up. Now, Mama Purdy, you do have that one regular dwarven beard that you carved off of the frozen dwarf head inside the Yeti cave. Were you still trying to sell that off as one of these funky dwarf beards, and how are you planning on doing that?
I think first I'm going to ask around for some kind of Bartholomew Hammerhome, I believe the name was.
Okay.
And if there ain't nobody who knows them, then yeah, I'm going to try to, maybe braid them or comb them, whatever I got to do to make it look like the others.
I dig that.
I think we're
So
gonna have to bleach him a little bit.
maybe.
Little spit shine.
So you start asking around for this. Let's see, where are we at? Bartholomew. And that was off of, what town was that off of? You got the mission from Bryn Shander.
I kind of feel like it'd be like Terminator 2. I'm just going to walk around.
Have you seen this dwarf?
No, you got that at Targos. That's where you got that job. So yeah, you found this head while in search for this missing father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was up the slopes when we were around when we got Yeetus.
Yep.
Did
That
we
was the
find Yeetus?
finest
or did
triple
Yeetus-
fumble ever.
That was.
Yes.
He just found his way into our hearts.
That's
I was
kinda what
trying to
going
kill
for
the
there.
son
Yeah.
bitch.
We forced him into Cletus's heart, though.
So
Well,
As is our one.
It must not have worked. Cletus has still got his heart.
you ask about this Bartholomew
Allegedly.
figure, and they're like, we don't know him. You know, he could be part of them dwarves over in the Dwarven Valley, but nobody's kin here.
The Dwarven Valley dwarves are like somebody else, right? That's
Yep.
not the same. Okay.
Yep, they're the ones that run the coal mines that are kind of worm their way through Kelvin's cairn.
Okay. I mean, I'll ask the group. Should we keep this, maybe use it with them doors in the valley, or we just want to get paid right now?
I mean, here's my thought. Like, we got a whole bunch of beards that we know for sure we'll get paid for. But if you fuck up that one beard, we probably won't get paid for none of them. I'd rather get paid for all the ones we can get paid for and
Okay.
keep it at that.
Yeah, plus I like just having it around, picking it up. It's a conversation starter.
It is, and you know, it really suits your eyes.
And as a kobold, I can't really grow a beard, so sometimes I like to borrow it from you and put it on my face and be like, "Oh, I'm like one of you smooth skins. Oh, look at me."
Okay, I guess decision's made then. We're gonna keep this one. Come on here,
It's
Bartholomew.
two solid arguments.
Let's get on down in that pack right there. Okay.
You know my ancestors. Sometimes it's just nice to feel like a bearded dragon.
That's
Mhm,
fair.
mhm.
Okay, so yeah, we won't. We'll keep it. We'll save it for later.
Okay.
You can still practice putting braids in and stuff if you want
Yeah.
to.
Well, I talk to it periodically.
So, what's it going to take for me to get, let's say, a couple cans of beans and a couple cans of tomato sauce like we was talking about?
I'd say for that, I'm not looking up the exact pricing at the moment. We'll just say, like, if you lay $1 down on the table, they'll give you like 10 cents a can.
All right. So I'm gonna say I'll pick up 2 of each.
Okay.
Okay, well, man, I got about half a bag left of some mystery meat jerky if you want it.
Being king, that's part of the deal.
Yeah. These cans, they serve more than one purpose. But if you're sharing, I'll snack on one. Maybe give
All
one
right.
to Jeffro.
Okay.
So, yeah, you all head up to the old castle here in Caer Dineval. I'll go ahead and show it. It's listed as the Caer up on the hill. But yeah, you go in, you talk to your buddies at the Knights of the Black Sword, and you go talk to their leader. His name's Kadroth, and he gladly gives you a crisp $20 bill for each beard you lay down on his table.
Got 9.
9, so whatever 9 times 20 is $180.
If you say so.
There you go.
How you
feel
do
that,
them numbers so well?
I am a
Dwarves love
learned
money.
man.
To start doling it out. You get
30 bucks.
we'll just see who gets what.
Yeah.
No, I'll dole it out.
Yeah, I'll show you all a picture of Kadroth.
Oh, hey, Purdy.
No, I'm Purdy.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, he
I'm a little confused about this thing up on the hill because I've always heard there ain't a care in the world.
well, there's one Caer on a hill. So yeah, they pay you. They offer to put you up for the night and get a nice hot meal in you. For being some crazed cults out in the middle of nowhere. They're actually pretty nice.
Jeremy's ex-son still here.
Yeah, you all left him here.
Yeah.
I'll probably say you told his dad, I think, where he was at. I think his dad did a real good job of not hearing that.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
that's bullshit because I traded in a little bit of my money during that thing so that I could get me a Yeti pelt or it was some sort of pelt. And basically, he got my $5 so he'd take his son back because I ain't hearing that shit. I paid good money to make him take his son back.
There you go. Give me a personality test real quick.
All
We
right.
have to follow back up on that, Cletus.
Man, if I have to go punch his teeth out, I will do it. Stupid son of a bitch.
So, yeah, I'll say you show up and yeah, the kid's
Papa.
gone. And they're like, yeah, his dad showed up, took him with him. You know, if he's meant to be one of us, he'll come back.
He was supposed to carve my horns.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they said they were going back to their home in Targos.
Well, hell, man, you could still do that back in Targos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man, I feel so good. I was worried I was going to have to kill that son of a bitch.
And take your $20 back, however much it was.
Yeah.
I mean, if you killed him, you definitely have to keep the kid then.
Maybe
Curse my short-sighted plans.
So yeah, they put you all up for the night. Some good
Kill the
meals.
father, become the father.
Not too preachy a company. But where all do you want to go?
Some some nice Adidas tracksuits I can sleep in.
They'll loan you some tracksuits if you want them.
There we go.
There you go.
I know that Purdy's been interested in that star, and I think we were like talking last time about hitting East Haven on the way down to the star.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I'll also point
That
out that
sounds
you're like 2 days out from the new moon.
That pretty much puts us right on the money. We can get there, follow that murderer around, and see if we can catch him in the act of murder, and so we can murder him.
Do we know how long it's going to take to get from Denval to East Haven?
Oh, it's not long at all.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we got time then.
Let me confirm. I mean, everything here is ridiculously close.
It's a geographical anomaly. 2 days away from everywhere.
2 days away from everywhere.
Just a stone's throw away. No matter how far away.
I done that once and I hit a window.
I did that once and I hit a widow.
Did he hit you back?
It's about a 9-hour walk.
No, that ain't bad.
Right.
Not too bad.
I mean,
How long is it to saunter?
A little longer. Probably looking at
Okay.
like 10 to 11 hours.
Fair enough.
What about a good gallop or trot?
Well, you take a couple hours off that 9.
Oh, okay, all right. We got options, fellas.
Okay. Well, we ain't got nothing to buy here. Let's hop to it, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Can't
all.
think anything I need.
Yeah. You all make your trek down to East Haven. It's one of the larger, more industrious cities here in ICEWIND, here in the 10 towns. But as you are approaching, coming along the main road out of the northwest, you do see a sign right before you get to the main gates entering East Haven. And it's an old wooden sign on a post with a piece of parchment on it that says, "Welcome to East Haven. Watch your pockets."
Oh.
How
I'm
we
gonna put
supposed
my
to
goods
do
in my
that?
inside pockets.
How are we supposed to watch our pockets and know where we're going at the same time?
Maybe we have one person designated to watch two people's pockets, so one of them's people can be looking out.
Hey, there we go.
or there's nothing weird about this, I promise you, but we just put our hands in each other's pockets and we kind of create a chain while we walk around town.
Cletus, you keep trying to put your hand in my pocket, and I'm onto it.
Jeez, you look so cute with the beard on. There's so many feelings this past week, so much to process.
True.
I put my hand in Cletus's pocket.
So, yeah, with your pocket
I'm gonna
chain.
look at
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Jethro and tell Jethro that he needs to keep an eye out on my pockets. He's a smart, shaggy dog.
There you go.
I like it.
So yeah, walking into into East Haven, it's like stepping into some of the more prosperous towns down in the, what do they call it, the continental, whatever it is, the lower states. It's active, it's busy, people are out and about. All sorts of, buildings and houses and shacks are all over. It's actually, seems pretty prosperous. You see, goods being sold, people talking about the different inns and taverns you can get to. But yeah, there's surprisingly, East Haven is a happening town here in the edge of the world. Raji, karate chop your dad.
I don't think she knows that movie yet,
Not
but she's
yet.
got some choice words
Chop.
for you.
Uh-huh.
You
Wait,
put your hand up and you
You
chop.
can tell your dad.
What are you going to
I
tell
can tell your dad.
That is one fine young lady.
That's great.
Well-
Anyway,
I'm seeing as we're here looking for somebody who's murdering folks. I'm gonna do
Add
what
into
I
our
do.
vocabulary, Jack.
uh-huh.
Right. I'd like to wander around the back alleys and talk to those who are as fortunate as me and see if and they have any information
About murdering folk? Well,
about somebody strange that don't seem quite right in this town that might be suspicious for murdering folk.
yeah, well, they'll share some information. Now, I do want to point out, you have met who you all suspect is the killer.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
let
we
me
got some pretty convincing evidence, if I recall.
let me show a picture of who you all think the possible killer is, and then also let me show you all a handout of the initial job that you took.
In my experience, man with a glowy sword, usually a bad guy.
Yeah.
Usually something you're gonna have to look out for.
Well, see, it could be that he's your father, but you only find out when you lose.
It's impossible.
But anyway, yeah, just so you're all the information's up on the table. Like, you do have a pretty good idea of who you think this guy is, and actually how to find him too. He is the hired guard for this merchant train called Torg, led by a guy by the name of Torg, and supposedly they're in town somewhere selling wares. But yeah, I mean, if you still want to go around and ask for information,
Yeah, maybe get some information on if they've got some holes in their guard, in their patrols, things like that. See if there might be a way of sneaking in.
well, they'll give it to you. The Torgs is just a series of wagons, covered wagons, fixed up real nice. They've just got that one guard, and he's not right. And this would be information you've heard before. He doesn't wear any winter clothes. Cold doesn't bother him. And he's just creepy as shit, just staring at people, not really talking to anyone, standing around looking menacing. As for, gaps in their security, Torg and all them people, all the merchants that travel with them, they all sleep in their wagons overnight. They've got those things pretty well outfitted, and they got a large one that's actually got a wood burning oven inside of it that they can use to stay warm on them real cold nights.
Right. All right. That's about the best I can do at the moment.
I'm gonna take my weasel familiar Polysmore out and just ask him to wander around and keep a perimeter.
Sure. Yeah, your weasel easily does. Now, another couple pieces of information that you're going to pick up there, Conrad, is that there's actually some strange wizard in town. One of them weird red wizards from who knows where. But they're actually locked up right now and on the block to get executed after the new moon. They hired a bunch of people here to take them out on a whatever you call it, what's its expedition. That's the right word, expedition. And then after the expedition was over, the wizard killed all of the people that he hired. And right now the wizard's sitting in jail, waiting to get hung. So that's, pretty big talk. People are excited to see a wizard get killed. They also warn you on the new moon, you need to stay out of sight. Don't make any big noise. Don't, draw any attention to yourself. Because all the rich folk in town like to pay off the people who choose who the sacrifice is going to be. So they like to just go dig around the slums and the poor parts, the back alleys and the bars, and take out someone that's not going to get missed.
I immediately put on my finest clothes.
There you go. There you go.
I'm going to be just a little bit incensed. I just learned that word. I'm going to be a little bit incensed because that's my people.
Another piece of information you're going to get picked out is that if you got any fish to sell, now's the time to sell it. Because fish is going expensive right now.
Check my pockets for fish.
Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, if you ask around, because no one's fishing.
Why is no one fishing?
Afraid of the water?
The lake has frozen over. So all the big boats are stuck. They can't get out to fish. So all the smaller boats that would go out and fish, they've picked up a real nice habit of not coming back. The boats that can kind of drag themselves out along the surface of the ice and get to the patches of water in the center that aren't frozen over. And they aren't coming back. And the fishermen who didn't disappear are refusing to go out because they don't want to get disappeared either.
Sounds like maybe investing in like medium-sized boats might be good, like kind of big enough to not get attacked, but small enough to make. We could talk about a business plan, but yeah, that sounds weird.
Maybe like a poultry industry, that too.
That would go a ways.
Maybe we need
that's
to
weird.
Pretend to be a little fishing boat ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good start.
I'm going to stand on Kajul and start shouting, I'm on a boat.
You're the captain now.
Well, I'm like, we can do all that, but my grandpappy always said, don't do nothing for free. If we can get someone to pay us to do that, then we be both go out there and
Now you're thinking
figure some stuff out. But I ain't doing it for free.
I don't blame you. If you wanted to ask, if you want to say like, we're not going to do it for free, you probably would need to go talk to the captain of the guard here in town. Her name is Inandra, but she ain't, from what they've heard, is she ain't interested in taking on any new kind of endeavors until after they get this wizard taken care of.
Okay, so we gotta kill this damn wizard first, is what I learned.
Yeah,
But
I mean, that's one way to do
do-
it. They would definitely say, well, the wizard's going to get executed a couple days after the new moon.
For killing all them folk.
Yeah, for killing all them people that the wizard hired.
So I got a question. I ain't the brightest here, but I got a question.
You might be.
If there's going to be a sacrifice and you're going to kill the wizard and people pay this guy to kill the hobos, why not pay the guy to kill the wizard? Everybody's happy, right?
Well, they're talking about justice. The town leader, Daneth, he's real big on justice and doing things the proper way.
He sounds like he's real uptight.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't worried that killing a wizard might, get some repercussions or something. Wizard might do something before.
Yeah. Well, that's why that's why pretty much all the guards right now are busy guarding the wizard. Make sure the wizard doesn't do anything funny.
Wizard didn't have any trouble killing all them other folk, apparently. Why you think ain't gonna be able to kill these?
Well, they said they got the wizard's fingers all tied up and their mouth gagged with garlic, and supposedly that's how you stop a wizard from casting more spells.
As the occultist, I'm just like, yeah, that definitely works.
100%.
We're off to free the wizard. Like that.
I don't know, man. I don't like messing with pissed off wizards, man.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good way to have a bad day.
They would explain it too, like the wizard just, they went out on the expedition. They were all coming back, and just right outside of the town walls, the wizard just turned around and just made a bunch of fire and just burnt them all to cinders, all the people they hired.
Somebody saw that?
A bunch of people saw it. Out in the open, bold as can be.
Any survivors or anything?
No, he destroyed them all, like just ashes.
Where'd
Did he
that
say anything
expedition
about
go
why
to?
the hell he did it? Sorry.
No, it's all right. You guys.
That's a question.
No one knows why he did it, but they could answer, where did that expedition go? And it was somewhere way out northeast. Before the expedition left, there's some whispers that they found some kind of like old wizard ruins or something out there.
North by Northeast is my favorite cock-hitch play.
Yeah. But the map I have doesn't go out far enough, but the ICEWIND area is pretty much like wrapped around in mountains except for the part that's connected to the sea. And so yeah, out in the mountains somewhere to the northeast. Supposedly there's a rumor there's some kind of wizardly ruins or something like that.
Ain't the northeast where we ran across some of that nonsense?
Well, you came across them. Are you talking about the them weird dwarves?
Yeah, man. That's like where that outpost was and stuff, right?
They would be that's in the northeasterly direction, but that's in Kelvin's Cairn, the big mountain that's kind of in the center of Tin Towns.
Okay.
This would be further out, even further.
Okay.
More than sauntering distance away.
Yeah.
For a brief moment, I was paranoid, like some people got turned into like fungal zombies, and the wizard just torched them. Because remember those fungal zombies? They lit up like that.
They did.
Yeah.
We could try to talk to the wizard, but
see, I was just having the same idea.
So
I could try to talk to the murdered people.
Again, I called it. Sorry, Mom Purdy. What you gonna say?
I was just saying that's a good idea, Lindy. Talking to dead folk.
I always got a good head on his shoulder. He's always got a good trick ready.
Yeah, like that time I spat crows. That was fun.
Let's go talk. Well, you go talk to dead folk, Purdy, and I can go talk to the wizard.
And I'll go get drunk.
Nah, you come with us, man.
Damn it. Can I get... All right.
Well, I'm watching his pockets, so I guess I gotta go. And I put my hand back into his pocket.
Was anyone wanting to ask about that?
Pockets or
watching your pockets?
That's actually probably a decent segue for me too, and just be like, why we gotta do this anyway? As my hand's like just deep in Cletus's pocket, just so deep.
They would explain like, oh, it's ancient, old East Haven tradition law. East Haven back in the day was founded by a bunch of thieves, scoundrels. And so there was no laws, no crimes that could be committed in town. Well, once the more civilized people started coming north and taking over East Haven, they started putting all sorts of laws and restrictions. And the last holdout from that is here in East Haven, pickpocketing is perfectly legal.
Alrighty.
I like a good challenge. That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah. So that's what it is,
As soon as he says that, I put my hand in his pocket and I look at him.
He'll like, all you're gonna find in there are my nuts, and you got to go a little more to the left for that one.
What kind of
Oh.
nuts? Cashews?
Chestnuts.
You got to head north for them.
So yeah, that's you get that kind of information. So were you all wanting to split up, and some of you go try to talk to the wizard? And
I
some-
like the idea of talking to the wizard.
That makes sense.
All right,
Mhm.
and then some of you were going to go, and well, at least Olinthian was going to go and try and
I'll
see if
stick with
there's
Olympian.
any spirits left behind from where the wizard torched those people.
No, I mean, I hate the idea of splitting the party into a three-way split, but do we want to do any scouting on that trading caravan in the meanwhile too?
Didn't Calamity go do that?
I just asked some questions to
Yeah.
the local
Okay.
bums and hobos. I mean,
Man,
if you want to go check out the
Look,
wagon
now,
train.
I'm in no way saying that I'm scared of wizards, but I'm saying I would volunteer to be all sneaky.
All right,
heel
kid,
toe
just
like.
go check him out, you damn coward.
I'm not scared. I'm just practical.
Uh,
You go get yourself burned up by a
Oh,
wizard.
I learned a new word for that one too. It's pragmatic.
Oh, pragmatic, yeah. I had
These
one
guys-
of those, and they could give you Lyme disease out here.
Oh,
oh.
shit, man. I
Cletus
want Lyme
done
disease.
pragmatic me off. Now get going.
All right,
Well,
so
time's but pragmaticking.
let's pick up with Cletus. Cletus and
Uh-oh.
Yeetus, because that's the simplest to start with.
Okay.
You would find kind of in the main square of town here. There's quite a few different merchants and traders set up, and you clearly see Torg's caravan.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looking around, keeping your distance, eyeballing it. You actually don't see any sign of your target, of Sephric. Like, you look around, you don't see him. Maybe you go and peek in some of the back of the wagons real careful, like, no sign. Did you
Okay.
do any conversation with Torg last time?
No, I don't think I was part of the conversation with Torg.
Okay.
In fairness.
They're all the merchants for Torgs. They're currently entertaining other customers, but if you were to flag one down, you could certainly talk to one of them.
Cletus isn't really smart enough to know how to be clever like that. So for them, he's currently just surveilling while the other folks are doing things.
We're window shopping, as they say.
Yeah. Actually, he probably will, because I had bought all the fool's gold, the pyrite, and those dwarven workers gloves.
Yeah.
Hey man, you know anything about how I can get some of this? I wanna bedazzle my gloves, man. Can you help me out with that?
Yeah. One of the merchant comes up like, oh, well, we ain't any good with crafting or making or anything. If you want that done, you're gonna have to go over to what was it, Bryn Shander, the Black Iron Forge over there. I bet they could do something like that for you.
You got anything that's already bedazzled?
We don't really carry a lot of bedazzled gloves. We're not.
About like a rhinestone vest or something.
Rhinestone vest. No, we ain't got nothing like that either. If you want, we got some good clothes in here.
Any of it sparkle though.
Yeah,
none
I'll
of it
waste this
sparkles,
time
though.
for the next 10 minutes asking one ridiculous request for bedazzled
Sure.
this or bedazzled that.
Sure. Yeah, you spend your time asking them, and yeah, they you can tell after a while they're getting agitated because this idiot, is he ever going to buy anything?
Then you just ask them, do you have something that actually bedazzles? Is there something I could get to make bedazzling? Yeah.
But yeah, they don't come up with anything. And this entire time you're watching around and you don't see any sign of this Sephric fellow.
All right then. Well, I'll just let it be.
Sure. All right.
Cletus is not an investigator.
That's fine. Absolutely fine.
He's
Olinthian, you and Glint were heading out. You can ask around a little bit and you kind of get pointed where this had happened. And actually, when you kind of walk out in there, the snow, it snowed some. But when you start kicking the snow up, you can actually see the area where it all kind of like quickly melted and then refroze. And it's all coated with ash.
So like speckled, flash frozen ice with a just thin layer of snow on top.
Yeah. So.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna spend a point of personality to cast Soul Sense to see if there are any objects or denizens of the near around me.
You do so. And you're looking for whoever these expedition people were, and you actually don't. You don't find anything, which is odd because you're imagining if that many people, there's like 10 or 11 people who are all killed suddenly and violently, unexpectedly.
At least one of them might linger on, but
no sign of any of them. You do get a sense out in the lake. There's something out there, some presence. It's faint. You're not sure where it might be at, but some spectral, otherworldly presence somewhere out on the lake.
well, I'm not fool enough to go investigating by myself, so I think I'll try to rejoin the rest of the party.
And I'm with you, but
Well,
I don't count.
Even so,
Yeah,
I don't trust guns to. Well, maybe your guns would shoot through it,
could be.
but mine wouldn't, and that's the important thing.
So then we move over to Kaijul, Mama Purdy, and Calamity Conrad. As you're all approaching, you ask around a bit, find out where the jail is. And you can see there's probably 15, 20 guards surrounding this thing, all standing watch. They're at the door. You can see some of them up on the roof with rifles. They're at each window, inside and outside. And it's completely just locked down.
It's like a porcupine out here, only with bullets. I'm gonna approach. Hey, can we talk to that red dude?
You wanna talk to the wizard?
Yeah, him.
That's no. We got his mouth gagged with garlic. You trying to get us all killed?
No, we just need him to shake his head up and down and left and right. Can he still do that?
Why you want to talk to the wizard?
We got questions.
Well, that's as bluntly as you can put it, I guess.
You ain't wrong.
You gotta talk to the captain, but she's inside. I'll take you to her, but y'all gotta leave your pieces out here.
That's all right.
I ain't got no peace.
Okay.
Yeah.
I take my pistols out and hand them to him.
Sure. He takes your pistols and he's got a small knapsack over his shoulders and stuffs them in there. Y'all can have these as soon as you come back out. And he sends you inside. It's not a real big jail, but sure enough, you go in and you can kind of see it's one big room that's kind of sectioned off into different parts, and you can see all the cells in the back. And sure enough, you see laying on a bench in a bright red robe, an older dude, big scraggly beard, and sure enough, he's gagged with some old rag, and you see there's something sticking out of his mouth. And he's got shackles on, so he's handcuffed, his ankles are together, those are connected together, and you can see they've gone through for all of his fingers, and they've put like wood dowels between each finger, and then kind of tied that all up with a lot of fishing thread. So his hands are like permanently affixed with this thread and these wooden dowels like that, so he can't get any hand movement. As soon as you all come in, the captain kind of stands up real sudden like, "We ain't taking no visitors. Y'all better get going."
Well, we're not exactly visitors. We got some business.
What kind of business do you have? We're we're not in any position to take on any extra duties right now because of our special guest over there.
Well, your special guest might be of some special interest to our party, and we were hoping to ask a couple yes or no questions that he could just nod up and down to, and might help us with some business we have. Yeah, we ain't looking to start no trouble, but it would be a kindness to us if you let us do that.
So you just want to ask him yes or no questions?
That's we're gonna do our best to do that. Yeah, we won't expect no gag to come out of his mouth or no fingers to be undone.
You know, I could use a little bit of entertainment. I gotta know first, what exactly are you looking to get from him?
We heard that he went way north and then come back and torched everybody. We wants to know a little bit of information about that. We also have some information that we need about a certain party that we've been hunting, and maybe he might be connected.
You know, bounty hunters?
Of a sort. We're checking on some murders that been happening and stuff. We aren't what you'd call like regulated bounty hunters, but we're trying to do the area a kindness in exchange for some money. And we think this bad guy you got might be wrapped up with other bad guys, so finding out might save this town some trouble too.
Sure, why not? Like I said, you all can walk up to the bars over there. You're not going in. I'm not taking the gag out, not letting his hands free.
No, that's all good. That's all good.
His name's Dzan. That's Dzaan. Strangest name I've ever seen.
It's like them wizards don't know how to spell. They just throw consonants at a board and
Listen,
add a vowel
that's
when
the
they're done.
damn truth if I've ever seen it. So
I had a Pizzone once, but that's the closest thing I've ever seen to that.
That doesn't sound too bad. Anyway, yeah, y'all can go do it, and she'll kind of gesture back how you can get back there. Just if he starts getting agitated, y'all are gonna have to leave.
That's fair.
Like, I ain't aiming to have him dead until he can get hung.
That's fair. What? I got a question for you then.
Yeah.
If this guy was good enough to blow up a whole bunch of people in like a split second, what makes you think it's going to be so easy to hung him?
Well, he hasn't given us any trouble since we did all that to him, and we're not going to undo any of it.
Why are you waiting? Let's go hang him right now.
Well, I was in favor of that, but the boss man doesn't want that to happen until after the new moon.
I thought you were the boss man.
I am the captain of the guard, but I am not the mayor of town.
But okay, so that seems kind of weird. Don't you think it seems kind of weird, lady?
Well, do you know what goes on at the night of the new moon here?
Well, rumor has it someone's going to die.
Yeah, we got a good group here that believes in the practicing of the old ways. And this never-ending night, they believe that sacrifice has to be made every new moon.
So why don't you use this guy for the sacrifice?
He's not from here. It's got to be someone from here. You can't just go capture someone out in the wild and sacrifice him here and expect it to mean anything. And we don't want to kill him too close to the new moon, because that might count as our sacrifice.
Oh,
and we don't want that.
That makes more sense. Well, let's stop wasting your time, lady, and we'll go talk to this guy as best we can.
All right.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah. So, yeah, as you kind of look back, you can see that the wizard's kind of propped himself up on his bench. And he's watching you all as you come back. You can tell he's kind of misshapen. His limbs are a little out of proportion. He's got what looks like some strange lumps on his body underneath his robe. His eyes are slightly too large for his face. Just looks really odd, strange kind of hue to his skin. But especially you, Kaijul, you would know that sometimes when you mess and dabble too far into certain arts, they leave you changed in a not so great way.
I'm going to look at him and say, hey, buddy, you look like you got a case of the not so greats there. And I'm going to point to his limbs and his skin. And his...
He kind of looks, just gives a shrug.
Well, you know more about this casting stuff than I do, Cod.
That's true, but I mean, it's not so much your casting we have questions about. If you don't mind us asking you some questions, we're not part of the force what caught you. We ain't part of your business here. But you might be able to help us before you leave this mortal coil. If you wouldn't mind, would you mind? And I'm going to like pantomime, like, yes, no.
You get another shoulder shrug.
Okay.
Not good at following instructions. You gave him 2 choices and he shrugged.
Yeah, that's okay. Us wizardy folk, sometimes we think all circle-like, instead of straight lines.
You just be forward with it. You really killed them folk?
Yep. Good question.
You get a shake for yes.
They have it coming?
Shake for no.
Hmm.
You do it for your own purposes?
Shake for no.
Somebody made you do it?
Another shake for no.
Do it by accident?
Big shake for no.
You do it because they meant you harm or meant the town harm?
You get a long pause and kind of like kind of back
you
and forth.
Harm. And I'll delineate like you harm?
You get a
Town
shake
harm?
for yes.
On which one?
The shake for yes for him, and kind of like the maybe kind of head bobble for the town.
You have something they want?
Shake for no.
Got something to do with that thing up north you found?
He kind of looks around real suspicious like, gives you a little nod.
Did you bring something back? I'm going to ask that quiet like.
He doesn't answer on this one.
Generally, when they don't answer, that means they're guilty.
He shakes his head no.
And when they fall asleep, too, because then their guilt's gone and they know they've been caught. Read that in the documentary. Hey, really important one here. Are you a good person?
You get the head bob like, maybe.
That's fair.
I'm gonna ask. You think you working in the best interest of other folks when you did this?
Yeah, a shake for yeah.
I'm gonna look at him and say, "You willing to tell us about the thing you got from up north? If I say, cast enlarge on you so you could break out of this cell? We'll just say you did it. They can see that we ain't done nothing. You're a wizard. They don't know that I am."
He looks around again, like kind of ponders it for a long time, and it gives you a no.
Okay. All right, buddy. I tried.
There's someone in this town you was trying to protect yourself from?
Shakes no. He kind of signals back to Kaijul.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just staring at you, giving you a weird, kind of perplexed look.
You got some other way of getting free. You got something up your sleeve here.
Shakes yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. You gonna hurt people when you do it?
Shakes no.
That's good at least.
You want to meet up with us after you get out? We might have mutual interests.
Shakes yeah.
All right, just meta real quick here. Is there anywhere outside of town on our travel we could like point him to?
If you're just outside of town here, the closest town would be Goodmead.
Okay.
Here in immediate, like if you're not in the town, there's not a whole lot. Like there's no real strong landmarks.
Okay, I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna say, I bet you haven't had any good mead since you got in this cell. Am I right?
You get a shake for like a real strong understanding stare with
Mhm.
that as well.
Okay. I'm like, all right. All
We're
right.
talking one tonight, tomorrow night, 3 days, 4 days. Okay, 4 days.
Well,
Okay.
before long, we'll have some good mead. I'm like being way too obvious at this point, probably.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got what we need.
Yeah, this works.
Gives you-
Godspeed, or if there is one, and I'm gonna look at the other two.
All right,
we
they give
we
you
done here.
this
Yeah.
wizard gives you a
Yep.
real solid, kind of nod.
Mm-hmm. On the way out, I'm gonna tell the person that let us in, like, he didn't have nothing to say, unfortunately, but I appreciate you letting us in.
Well, if you get any, I'm not surprised. We're gonna hang them up here a couple days after the new moon. So,
Well,
not like you
Make sure
can't
you-
say much right now anyway.
make
Yeah.
sure you keep an eye on that garlic clove so we don't speak proper.
Oh, we're making sure on every couple hours that it's still wedged in there firmly.
Right. As I walk out, I'm gonna make sure to grab my pieces.
Yep. As soon as you get outside, that guard will hand them over to you.
Apparently, I did have a gun, so I'll take my shotgun back.
That's fair. Yeah. So yeah, you all reconvene somewhere in town, exchange information
Or lack thereof.
or lack thereof.
Thereof.
Got it laid at least, but we got 4 days to wait for follow up on it. So I don't
So
want to be idling around for it. We can
Yeah.
do something else.
the
Like a
4
converter still.
days, I would like to point out, that's roughly when he's scheduled to get executed.
Right. So we got Olinthian. You said you found yourself some spirit near the lake.
Some sort of spiritual entity was influencing the area. I can't say whether it was intelligent, but it was definitely there.
And there was no sign of our target.
No, man, he ain't nowhere around any of them vendors or nothing. I scoured that area pretty good.
We might have to figure out where he is.
Yeah.
We got anything of his? We got something of his, like an old piece of like a boat or something he might have had. Anything.
No, you
I
guys.
remember last time around, old Kyle there was able to like get a weird feeling off of him.
Well, so that's the thing is, like, I can sit down and ponder a situation a bit and kind of see in my mind's eye if something spooky's going on. So I mean, we got options as far as tracking something spooky goes.
Mhm.
Not to mention we got mundane ways too. We got dogs in the party. We got smart little weasels. Like we got some options, y'all. I'm happy to sit down and give a think wherever you think I ought to think.
That sounds like a good idea. And I'll admit, I'm curious to learn more about whatever old Ollie there found.
All right.
I have to check that out over the next day or two.
And you still have that shooting star
Yeah,
that landed down south.
we could maybe go do that while we're biding our time for Wizard Man's escape party.
Oh, hey, look! I just raided I just raided.
Oh, snap.
Thanks for the
Look
raid,
at you
Becca.
raiding us.
Wow.
Thanks, Lord Chalupa. I
You're one of
appreciate
them multitasking some bitches, ain't you?
Damn.
it. Man.
That would be my wife. She just got done doing Avernus.
Nice.
2 streams, 1 DM.
Nice.
I am not meaning that.
So
Thank you, love, for the raid.
there you go. So what's the plan?
Well, we got one of two choices. We can either figure out what that supernatural thing was by the lake, or we can head south to the fallen star.
I
I
say
think
we
heading
go.
south to the falling star sounds better because, as it stands now, nobody's heading to the lake. They know it's dangerous, and
Yeah.
everything's fine as far as that goes.
And
I
for
think
what's
so.
worth, this is a merchant band. They do what they do to get money. There's a good chance of there being something worth money wherever that fell.
And
I mean,
it
if
could
I
be
was a greedy son of a bitch, that's where I'd go.
yeah, and worst case, it's a good end to talking with them and an excuse to get close to them if we need one. Like, we found this thing. Let's talk money, and then stab, stab, stab. You know.
Hey, fair enough.
Okay. So is that the plan? You all heading to that shooting star?
Sounds like we're heading south.
Starting place.
Sure. So yeah, it's maybe 8 hours, 9 hours worth of a trek. You can easily cross that the river that connects the two lakes. That's called the Red Run. It's completely frozen over, which kind of fits with what you heard about the upper lake. Is that it's frozen over to a point that the larger boats can't get out anymore. But as you travel south, the cold bites, the wind blows. You can see this kind of flat tundra of the 10 towns slowly starts to climb into the mountains that make up it's called the spine of the world, the mountain chain that surrounds 10 towns. And as you're coming up, you're kind of following where you think it landed. You're just kind of guesstimating based off, how well, you couldn't really see the stars because it's been, for as long as the sun hasn't come up, it's been overcast. But it's maybe, looking around for a few hours, kind of cutting back and forth. You all hear almost simultaneously a high-pitched whistling noise. And at first you're trying to all right, which direction is, and you can't figure out what direction, and you're trying to figure out why you can't figure out what direction. And that's when you realize that it's all in your head.
That's normally where it is.
You feel it coming from inside your brain pan instead of outside.
I've been drinking too much from the jug.
Oh, I'm gonna pick out Bartholomew's head. Like, you hear that too?
Yeah, how's Jethro doing?
Unaffected. Same for Yeetus.
Is there
Same thing for my weasel.
Same
Nothing.
thing for your weasel. Yeah.
Are there anything strange around here? Landmarks, bumps in the snow?
Out here, not really. And you are coming up where it's kind of converting into the mountains. But you do realize that kind of the further south you get, the louder it gets. And it even starts converting from just a single note whistle to almost like it's modulated a little bit. It's got a little bit of warble in it. It's got the occasional crackle in it.
What happens if I hum a tune to myself?
You hum a tune to yourself, but sadly none of your companions can hear it because they've all got the same weird warble going on in their head.
I'm wondering if it makes the warble sound quieter in my head.
No.
So we can't hear each other if we start talking to one another. Like, we're like effectively like deafened.
Kinda. Okay. It's like when you got a real bad headache. Sure, your hearing isn't affected. It's just so hard to focus on it. And eventually, you come over a low hill. And you come across, let me find it. Strange sight. Kind of among the rolling hills. And it looks like some kind of strange sea creature sitting out there in the snow. It's got some weird lights originating from inside of it. It's got these long tentacles out front that are just draped across the snow. and this big shell on the back of it.
That is a
The
really
hell?
cool piece of art.
What in the world do you think that is? What? Ah, damn it.
Terrifying.
I just no.
That looks like that looks like Santa's sleigh went and all got creepy on us,
Blew through some chaos on its way to deliver some presents.
right? Do we think that's where the noise is coming from?
It certainly seems to be. The closer you get to that, the louder this gets in your head.
Is there anything else around it?
No. Now, looking around, you can actually see there is like a think of like, like an airplane like crash site where there's the big groove in the dirt.
I was just going to
leading
ask if
to
there
it.
was an impact crater.
Yeah. Everyone go ahead and roll me a luck test. Luck check. I always get the term wrong. Where you roll under your luck score.
All right. Luck check.
Luck check.
I
Baby,
actually
luck
passed for
check.
once.
You all did good.
Hey,
Luck check,
But I'm going to give this to
baby.
Mama Purdy.
All
Mama
right.
Purdy, you
Yeah. Critical success.
mm-hmm.
you're standing there kind of looking around, conversating between the group of you real hard, trying to figure out what to do. And you catch a little bit of movement to your right, maybe 15 yards. And you see something purple kind of dart across the ground real quick and disappear into the snow.
And I'll like start smacking whoever's next to me. So, whoever.
Dead.
And I'll point like, because like I don't think they really understand what I'm saying.
I saw something in the damn snow, you idiot. Come on.
Can roll a die and see who you smack.
Yeah.
I
You
probably
all-
smack you. I figure you got a 2,
Okay.
so you'd probably be the next.
Yeah.
I'm right there.
And the rest of you would catch on that Mama's Purdy is pointing at something. And all of a sudden, you see pop out of the snow a strange little creature. And it kind of skitters across the snow a little bit on these tentacles coming out of its head.
Oh gosh.
Ah.
I feel like this is something that we just shoot at on sight.
I'm very much getting that sense myself. So you know what? I think I'm going to take a shot at it with my sharps rifle.
As soon as you pull your rifle out, in your head, you hear something calls out to you in a language you may not be familiar with. What languages does everyone speak?
I speak human.
Yeah.
Like common and
Oh, I
the
guess-
equivalent of like draconian and
Thaco, I don't know if you saw. I am allowing all the regular
Oh,
D&D races. so
I was going human anyhow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dwarven and
I think I'm
hillbilly.
Human also.
yokel and
That's me.
kobold.
I speak hillbilly.
I
Um,
speak common and drunkard.
That's fair.
Oh, I speak drunkard too.
So, Mama Purdy, you would be the closest to it. It sounds, and you don't speak it, it sounds like gnomish.
That is the ugliest gnome I ever seen.
And
It's trying to say something to me.
As soon as you say that, I say, "Well, go big or go gnome," and I cast enlarge on myself.
go now, Jake, were you going to take your shot?
Oh, sorry, that's right. Yeah.
You can go ahead and start
Oh, no, you-
casting.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Or
go
does-
ahead and get giant while I shoot this thing.
Sounds good.
All right. Bing, bang, boom.
16 for the enlarge. Jake, how was your shot? 17?
17 for the shot.
You take your shot and you wing this little creature, and you see this just squirt of purple blood. Green blood go across the snow. As you see, coming out of the ship, though, running across the ground. Oh, what are we doing here? Roll 20. What? Am I on the wrong tab? Fucking Christ. There it is. This creature, and now it is verbally shouting in a language you all understand. It sounds wet in different, a very strange accent to it, but it's yelling, "Please don't, it doesn't mean any harm." As you all see, this strange creature with purple skin and tentacles coming out of its face and this purple robe, carrying what looks to be the strangest handgun you've ever seen. But as soon as this thing starts verbally yelling to please stop, that buzzing in your head stops.
Well, that's encouraging.
As you see a second one of them leave the ship and come running up as well. Both of them.
Are you two the mommy and daddy sons of bitches of this little son bitch?
And it's in this wet take on common. We're not the Squidlings parental units. It is still young. The seromorphosis has not completed.
It ain't an orphan, is it? Because I don't think Cletus can take another kid right now.
No, we are in charge of its upbringing until it reaches maturity.
What are you doing here?
Our ship, and it gestures back to the strange sea creature looking thing in the snow, crashed several days ago in one of your ice storms.
Okay.
My name, and the purple one introduces themselves as Dredovex, and the one in the red robe introduces themselves as Vorin.
How tall are they?
They're a couple feet.
Oh, okay.
They're short.
It's very short.
So by Invader Zim principles, we've got the edge on them at least.
What are you?
We are.
You look like food.
We are not food. We are illithid. I believe some on your planet in the past have referred to our kind as mind flayers.
How familiar would we be with mind flayers?
Yes, I was wondering as an occultist.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence test.
Do you want to do it, Purdy, since you called it?
I mean, you're the occultist. It makes more sense, I think.
Okay. All right. I roll intelligence test with a D30 with this character, which is actually like one of the coolest things about the occultist.
Nice.
D30 plus my mod.
Wow.
You've actually heard of mind flayers before, and you've heard of their correct name, illithids. They are a spacefaring, as legend has it, a spacefaring race of ultra-intelligent hive mind creatures that travel the planet enslaving creatures a little bit on the dumber side and then consuming the brains of those on the smarter side.
Knowing the average intellect of my party, including myself, I'd like to immediately cast Snake Pit under the ice with these people to drop them down into it.
Sure.
And while he's doing that, I'm reloading.
Go ahead and cast.
All right, I'm going to do my best, y'all.
Yeah, you are.
God damn.
Wow.
Actually,
Is that a
make your
crit?
best.
No.
What the hell? Man, you have played the luckiest caster ever with Kai.
Smokes.
Dice
So-
nuts.
2d4 cobras are present.
Uh-huh.
And this is after I actually I saw a flaw in I was adding like 2 extra to my rolls before, but I've got some, okay, so without like delaying things too much, there's a mercurial magicking roll that's like your natural talent. You get a die size up. So I'm rolling a D30 on this.
That's crazy.
So there are 5 cobras in the pit, and it can be up to 60 feet per the caster's choosing in any dimension. And I'm putting as much of it as possible downwards into the lake, and just enough to cover them left to right. I'm basically making a trapdoor of probably some dead cobras and some cold water that they're falling into.
Sure. That's exciting.
Oh no. What does it smell like?
Cobras in the water.
Yeah, no, they drop down.
Like seafood.
And you cast it. They both fall. There's a weird, wet. Oh! And how deep is this pit?
About 60 feet. Like 60 feet minus whatever dimensions I need to put them side by side. So like let's say 10 by 10 worth, so about 40 feet deep. I'm not a mathematician.
Volume,
Yeah.
area, that stuff doesn't matter.
No.
Sure.
The big hole with cobras in it.
Yeah.
Snakes. Why has it got to be snakes?
Spell I learned, man. It's just it's on it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's either really good or really bad.
Did one of them just crit fail?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Dang.
One of them. Frendon, please roll me a d4. 1 and 2 is Dredavex, and 3 and 4 is Vorin.
Dread of X is gonna be Dead of X.
Dredavex falls the entire 60 feet and takes 24 points of falling damage.
Oh, Jesus.
Flop.
Very nice.
This spell is so much better when you use it to just like deform geometry and stuff. It's so good.
So I'll tell it. You don't know if Dredavex is alive or dead,
Mm-hmm.
but you see the other one, Vorin, come crawling out with its tentacles, adhering it to the wall as it pops out of the top of this. And you hear it mentally repeat to all of you, "We meant you no harm." And let's do initiative. We're going to do
We said
initiative.
past tense.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Why is it yelling at me?
We need tokens first, yeah.
Oh, yeah, tokens. That's a thing.
Oh, yeah, tokens.
And you don't know. We can go, what is this? Get out of here.
It's good to know that I'm not the only one who yells at my equipment like that.
Uh-huh. You got to.
The only way.
And we do it like we expect them to listen to us, even though they're more ornery than we are.
So I'm just going to drop all of you on the lake. You'll have to...
no.
Good luck, because it's not going to tell you who is who.
It sure doesn't.
Give me a second. This thing's so dumb.
We know which one's Yeetus, at least.
That's true, but I can't click on Yeetus.
If you double click on them, you can see the names. They'll pop up.
Hmm.
I rolled a 1.
You did it.
Oh, that's a crit fail.
There it is.
Nice.
Here you go.
Why is
Oh,
it
are
not
we
letting me
missing?
target me?
It's not letting me click on Yeetus.
There's control by all players. Let me... Hang on a second. I'll add them here in a second.
Have we healed up at all since
Yeah.
our bar fight?
Yeah.
I think we've rested a few times, so we've been traveling around.
Okay, I would hope so, but just making sure.
Who we got? We got Mama Purdy, Kai Jewel, Cletus, Glint. Add turn. There we go. There's Yeetus and Olympian. Who are we missing? We're missing
Conrad.
Conrad. Where are you at, Conrad? Add turn. Cool.
There we go.
Okay. Everyone get your initiative in. You'll still need to roll for Yeetus, unless Yeetus is just going to go on your turn, Cletus.
It wouldn't let me click on the thing. I'll roll his dice.
Yeah.
Where is his initiative on his sheet?
I don't know
That's
if it'll let you.
amusing.
Does it got a, what's his dexterity score? Does
Oh,
he even
there's
have
his
that?
initiative. Sorry, it's in a different spot.
Yeah, he's got an
won't- it's,
NPC sheet.
Yeah, it gives me the whole you attempted to use a roll command looking for the value of select token, but no token, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Ooh,
For whatever reason, I'm not able to select his token.
yeah, let me do what I can do. Let's see. Monster, where's initiative at? There's initiative.
I'm a couple back in the turn order. I'm going to take a break real quick. It'll take a second.
Okay.
Well, we had a crit, didn't we?
Yes, you had a crit luck roll for Mama Purdy earlier,
And then a crit initiative for Dan.
and a crit fail for Mama Purdy. So Mama
Yeah,
Purdy
a crit
rolled
fail was-
first,
yeah.
and then Dan rolled. So everyone has
One.
one
One
point of
fleeting
fleeting
luck.
luck.
We've
Okay.
reversed the streams, Dan.
I know. How did this happen?
Yeah. All right, Dan. Glint is up first.
Boy, well, I feel like I've been threatened.
Maybe.
So I
Yeah.
think let me double check if I've got a trick shot that will disarm him. Maybe I thought there's one built into it here.
Now, trick shots, they work like mighty deeds too. So you can just say you want to try and do something.
Yeah, like the written into the rules ones have a little more flavor into them. So I was just curious if there was one that was fun in there, but I don't think there is. So we'll just stick with shooting to disarm.
Sure.
So let me roll that D die as I close my character sheet instead of expanding it. D die. Yeah, 3 goes off.
Sure. Yeah.
So and then I'll just start firing away here. I think so. Bill at 15. Do the needful.
15 misses.
Shit. Well, we'll try with my other hand here.
Sure.
All right. Not having much luck, so we'll keep on shooting
Sure.
until I crit fail. My God.
Now, did those 15s include your deed die?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
I'm just keying it in when I do my dice roll.
Yeah, you're missing.
Yeah, I got one more round of shots at this.
Nope.
It's getting worse.
Nope.
Wow. Just wow. All misses.
All right, Cletus, you are up.
It was firing for effect.
If it was Cap'n Crunch, it'd be oops, all misses.
Yeah. Yeah, Cletus, what are you going to do?
You're muted, Jeremy.
That's it. Of course, I'm muted. Once per turn is a free action, I can do one of my chi disciplines. Seeing as these things have been in our head, I'm going to spend a point of personality and use my Tower of the Mind ability. And I'm just too goddamn stubborn or stupid to be effectively messed with mentally. So I'll double any willpower or saves against mental attacks or will sort of things.
All right, that might be a smart
So
idea.
that'll be my discipline I'm using at the moment. Just gonna get all redneck angry, and then for my as I come in swinging my twin swords, I will try and kind of clap him upside the head, doing like a thunder strike. I think is the ability.
Sure.
Trying to rattle his brain meat because I'm a jerk.
So you run up,
So
try to
run
rattle
up,
his brain
and
meat.
then let's see if I can rattle that brain meat. Come on now, you can do it. You can do it. Rattle that brain meat. I do not.
This guy does not want to be hit.
Right.
Yeah, so my D die. Yeah, so nope. But that's fortunately with these twin swords, I get to make a second attack.
All right.
So that'll give me another one.
Ooh, that is a
Okay,
hit.
hopefully that hits.
Yeah, that is a hit.
Okay. And then I'll do my living weapon bonus attack for an unarmed strike.
Sure.
Man, just the die.
no.
Roll 20 is not kind tonight.
It's like in Cyberpunk last night. I crit fell everything.
No, it took me 3 days just to like turn a freaking computer on.
Jeez.
It was rough. All right,
All
next up, Yeetus. Jeremy, you piloting Yeetus, or you want me to pilot Yeetus?
I'll be happy to pilot him. I figure if I'm piloting him, like he just comes running up. You said he's like crawling up out of the pit, basically, right?
The one that's available is out of the pit, standing next to the entrance of the pit.
I think it'd be fun if Cleese just comes running up and does a big old Sparta kick.
Sure.
That seems like a thing to do. That sounds like Yeti foo. All right, where's my attack? Okay, monster melee attack.
13 is a
man.
miss.
Man, this guy's just apparently unstoppable. It can't be our dice rolls. Clearly, we have picked a fight with an alien god.
Uh-huh. Calamity.
That's it.
Wait. As long as he doesn't snap, we're all good. I'm gonna unholster my pistols and start unloading on this thing.
Sure.
I am going to see about disabling it and possibly knocking it back into the pit.
Okay.
D die is a 5.
D die pops off. So, do you want to knock its gun out of its hand, or you want to knock it back into the pit?
I'm shooting to knock it backward into the pit.
Sure. All right.
And what are you doing? Why is it not letting me do that? It's not allowing me to roll.
That's dumb. You may just have to manually roll it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a pop-up
Yeah,
that'll show up like
I
in.
missed the pop-up.
I've had that happen
Missed that
before.
a time or two.
You got
in the
a
world?
0?
Mm,
You rolled. It did not roll your die.
yeah, it's not. And now that.
I'll
that's
take a
weird.
look at your character sheet. You just manually roll that out.
Yep. Give me one sec here. 1d20 plus 5 plus 1 for agility. So. That one missed.
Yeah, 12 is a miss.
And do I get to attack again?
So you've got two abilities here. You've got your two guns, so you can shoot with your offhand,
Yep.
or you can do fan the hammer if your gun is single action, where you can just hold the trigger down and keep spamming the hammer, the gun itself, and it'll just keep firing.
I do have fan, and it is single weapon or single action. we will do.
You basically just take a -1, I think, every
Mhm.
time you fan the hammer.
Yeah, that's the gunslinger's big thing is normal people go down a dice size. The gunslinger just gets a -1 each extra shot they do.
Okay, and I have 6
Your-
shots, 6 rounds on this pistol.
Yeah.
And your deed die is persistent.
Yep. So yeah, you get a good D die roll. The gunslinger can put out a lot of shots.
What am I doing wrong here? There we go. 15?
15 is still a miss.
That was the best I could do.
There we go. 22.
22 is a
There you
hit.
are.
So you want to give me the damage on that?
26. Do I add anything to the damage?
Just your deed die.
Just my deed die. And that's a 7.
7 points of damage. That's pretty good. Did your deed die pop off on that?
It did. That was a 5 on the deed die.
Okay. So yeah, you take your shot. And this thing stumbles back. This green blood kind of spurts across the snow, and it falls into the pit. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why that's not rolling. Everything's programmed in.
Hope you're ready to have a new child, Cletus.
Oh no, I was going to see if I could do one real quick thing, just if you allow it as a free action, and have Jethro harass the baby.
Sure.
Yeah, I will say Cletus would hate it, but Jeremy would kind of love the idea of like a weird little illithid bastard.
It's gonna be Cletus, Eudes, and the brain.
What we didn't know is that this is actually a stealth Pokemon campaign, and each of us is going to have a small monster child.
Oh boy,
Oh my god.
that's great.
Yes.
I'm already thinking Kobold plus.
So what's going on? Were you taking
we're
another
debating
shot?
about who's adopting the child.
Oh, is he? I was just going to send Jethro over to attack to harass the baby.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You can direct Jethro over there to make a Jethro attack.
I don't have any stats or anything for him. I was just going to have him sit there and just harass the kid.
Okay. So, yeah, he's just... Sure.
Give him
So-
the old yeah.
Uh-huh. As you all have shot these two, or magicked these two down the hole, you've shot the strange baby.
I had $1 for every time.
2 more of these babies pop out at different points in the snow, along with the one that is being harassed by Jethro. You also look over to the pit, and you see... where's he at? Vorin. Oh, he's closed. Sneak or levitate, rise out of the pit. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That's fine. Who cares? All these squiddly dudes. Rise out of this pit, levitating, with Dreadivax hanging from his robes, just dangling there. As Dreadivax says, "They didn't have to go this way," and stares down at Eudes and Cletus and unleashes a blast of psychic energy. Let me roll that out. That's the wrong mouse.
Eek. Oh no.
Ooh, okay. So Eudes and Cletus, each of you need to make me an intelligence save. And I believe, Cletus, didn't you have something protecting you from this a little bit?
Is that a will save, I assume?
I'm sorry. Yes, this would be a will save.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and roll it, and I'll just say +5 to the end of whatever I roll.
Sure.
Oh, there's a little thing where I can add a +5 right there. All right, nice. God damn it.
So
Don't
that's
forget you can
14
spend
plus
some
5.
luck.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you got a 19?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Yeetus, there we go. Yeetus. Come on, Yeetus. Get lucky.
Oh, all right. Well, that's
Not
17.
bad.
That does not. All right. So,
Does Yeetus have any luck to burn?
no.
Right?
All right. That is 11 points of psychic damage.
For both of us?
Yeah. Unless you have something that reduces that psychic damage as well.
I do not. I was initially just going for something that would give me a better save.
Yeah.
It was not good enough.
Well, you ended up with 19, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you take half that then.
Oh, okay. Well,
So just 5 for you. As
Yeetus is hurt really bad.
okay.
Yeetus isn't down, but he's hurt really bad.
Oh, that's the wrong button. Hang on. As these little babies, one of them goes after Kaijul. One of them goes after Mama Purdy. And one of them goes after Cletus. And each of them, they run up to you and they lash out at you with their tentacles. So, Kaijul. Ooh, I get a critical fail. Ow. Let's see. Mama Purdy does a 15 hit.
15 hits.
All right. And Cletus does an 18 hit.
Yes.
Okay. So let me roll the critical fail for so the one that attacked Kaijul. Oh, that's critical hit. I need critical fail. Or fumble. Goes horribly awry. Now has to make or slips or trips reflex save to avoid landing prone. Oh. Another critical fail on that. So yeah, the one by Kaijul is now flat on its ass. All right. Mama Purdy, you take 4 points of damage. And Cletus, you also take 4 points of damage. And now I need you each to make me a strength test. Except for you, Kaijul. You don't need to. So just Mama Purdy.
Trained or
Cletus.
untrained?
Go ahead and call it trained.
Okay, strength test.
It's 12.
You both bashed. You can feel these things don't got a lot of strength in their tentacles. But they were trying to wrap you up. Oh, man. Kaijul. You're large, aren't you?
I am. 25% bigger, not a 10.
Okay. What are you going to do?
I'm going to cast 9 lives and hopefully protect my compatriots here.
Sure.
Let's see. $17. The caster is protected by an arcane barrier that reduces all damage suffered by 2 die size. I'm going to spend 1 luck to make it 9 shadowy felines appear and serve to block attacks aimed at the caster. And each time a cat poofs, basically.
Okay.
So I was not able to get it to all allies, but I did unfortunately just get it at myself.
Okay.
Mhm.
Anything else?
I'm gonna say I'd like to. Let's see, movement. Is there anything I could do that would help? No, I'd probably stay where I was. My dude's prone. I want to try to help my allies if I can. I'll stay there.
Okay. Olympian.
Who's got tentacles to deal with right now?
So Mama Purdy and Cletus both have been engaged in melee combat with these tentacle things. Kaijul it tried to engage, but it did not succeed. And now floating over the pit are the two kind of like boss looking illithids.
I would like to rush the levitating illithid,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd like to try to jump and grab hold of it.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a strength test.
Alrighty. I'm gonna burn my fleeting luck to make that a 13 just in case.
Sure. Yeah, I'll call it. Actually, 12's good enough. You don't need to burn your luck. Yeah, you run up, you leap, you grab a hold of them. I'm going to roll it, but they're going to have a penalty. Yeah. You grab a hold. Do you want to grab a hold of the one that's dangling or the one that's floating?
The one that's floating.
Yeah, you grab a hold, Vorin, when you've got your arms around it. Your weight, you can feel whatever's levitating him starts slowly drifting down.
Excellent. Excellent.
Mama Purdy.
How grouped up are these little ones around us, Chuck?
They're pretty spaced out. I'd say you got like
Okay.
10, 15 feet between each one.
And you said that the boss illithids, are they still hovering over top of the pit?
Mm-hmm.
How far away from the ledge would you say they are?
Maybe 7 feet or so. It's not so far because.
But the Lynthian just jumped on them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. I think what I'll start doing then is I will get the jug, and I'm going to start. And you're going to see these little bubbles begin to kind of start floating around me.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, cool. Glint, back at the top of the order.
Let's see about doing something a little different, maybe. Gosh, where were you on my list of fun things to do? I was going to try and do free bleeder, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
See if we can get some maybe ongoing damage here. We'll go for kind of the main one here that's floating.
Okay.
Well, Jake's holding on to him, though,
Lynthian
right?
is grappled with that one.
So maybe I'll attack the other one that's
Dangling one?
not being the dangler.
Okay. I got to warn you still. If you miss, you might hit Lynthian.
Ah, boy.
Wouldn't be the first time I've died. It's fine.
Yeah, the problem is that technically I missed every one of my shots last time.
Hey, there's always a first time for every
You gotta
game.
believe.
Yeah, we'll hit the deed die first here, so the deed's not going to go off.
Yep.
Which is a
I
bummer.
didn't believe hard enough. I'm sorry.
Heart of the cards. Heart of the cards.
There you go.
So we'll see if I have any luck on my first shot here, and if not, I do.
Ooh,
there you go.
Crit success. Yeah. So everyone get a point of fleeting luck.
All right, there we go.
And let me go to the book. I keep clicking on shit because the mouse is in my way. And that's a 10 on crit table 3. And a 10 is target's kneecaps are shattered. Take an additional 1d12 damage, making a lame leg. Target reduces movement by 1/2 until healed. So Dan, you shoot at this dangling one.
Mm-hmm.
11 base damage. And an extra 1d12 damage.
Yeah, 5 more. It's not bad.
I gotta tell you, this thing is still alive.
My God.
But at least now it's got a bum leg, so it's gonna be a lot slower. Cletus.
Yeah.
Or are you gonna keep shooting there, Dan?
I'll push my luck one more time here.
'18's a hit.
All right. I feel like I gotta keep going until this goes poorly.
Yeah, you do.
All right, one more time.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh my
All right.
god.
Good God. Blowing him away.
Still up, but you're landing shots.
All right, this is probably gonna be the one that's no good because it's my smaller die size.
Ooh, yeah,
Okay.
that's not. Dan, go ahead and give me a percentile. You want to get over, so you want to get 51 or above.
92.
Okay, you do not shoot a Linthian by mistake.
Yeah,
You
you
do it
shoot
on
him
purpose.
Oh no.
All right.
Oops. I think that with that, I'll out of fear of killing a Linthian, I'll stop
Sure.
shooting.
Cletus, you're up.
All right. Well, I can enact multiple chi disciplines. I could just only enact one per round.
We'll kind of spread out a little bit too, for what it's worth.
But part of being a mystic monk, a martial artist, as you were, is to have complete control of your entire body. So I'm going to spend 2 personality points to enact what is normally called dragon hide. Now, if you go by the book, that's where you grow some like dragon scales or something like that. But I like to think that my mullet becomes sentient and the follicles of hair start reaching around, actively defending me,
I love
as
it.
well as my handlebar mustache starts whipping around.
It's
my
redneck
glorious-
Bayonetta, and I love it.
That is
Yes,
great.
redneck bayonetta defense, exactly. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a D die and add that to my AC, and then also any melee attacks will go down by dice size. This is ridiculous. God damn it.
Yeah, it doesn't pop off.
I mean, I still get a +1 to my AC,
Okay.
but oh well. And then for my D die, as I'm fighting the baby one that's on me, I'll be hacking and slashing at it. My last one will be the unarmed attack.
Okay.
Could have maybe like at the end of it, after a couple slashes and a kick, maybe kind of like try and monkey flip it into the grown-up one that's nearby. All right. So let's hope I have some better luck on that. Stupid mullet. Why you roll low, mullet?
You're no Joe Dirt.
Okay, the actual D die rolled better. 17 hit.
17 is a hit. And this is against one of the little ones, right?
Yeah, this is against the little one that's on me. Because I'm going to try and hit him a couple times and then fling him into his pappy.
Right. You don't need to hit him a couple times because you just kill him.
Nice.
And then you launch him into his pappy. So I'll tell you what I'll do. Go ahead. I'll just give you the strength modifier worth of damage to carry over into the pappy.
Okay. That is actually have it 2.
A 2. I'll give you strength modifier
And
and the D
baby.
die. So we'll call that 6. Is that
Okay.
against the dangling one or the non-dangling one?
Whichever one is closer, the one that I had attacked earlier.
Sure, that's the dangling one. So that's going to be... All right, that one's looking real rough.
And then I don't think I have anybody else immediately next to me.
You don't.
that I'm
You
aware
killed
of.
the one immediately next to you.
Yeah, and I don't think I can attack the dangling one still, can I?
It would be outside of melee range.
Okay, cool. Yeah. This system doesn't let you like attack, move, attack, and that sort of thing,
No.
right?
No.
Cool. All right.
So then we're at Yeetus.
All right. Well, I fling the dead baby onto the dangling one, and then I want Yeetus to just like bring his foot up as high as possible and stomp down on him.
Well, the dangling one is dangling from the floating one.
Okay.
So if you want something that Yeetus could do with a melee attack, there is another squiggly dude on Mama Purdy and on Kaijul.
Okay.
In flavor, the one on me is actually still prone, so Yeetus could totally stomp its head.
You would get a +1.
Oh
die
yeah,
size on
yeah.
the
I want
attack.
Yeetus to go over and curb stomp the one
Yeah,
that's down on the
Sure
ground.
thing.
because nothing makes me happier than a curb stomp.
Such a good father. Really teaching the important lessons.
Yeetus, use your fetus.
Wait. That's a hit. And that 4 damage is lethal.
There you go. You get him. You squish his stupid squid brains. That's my boy, y'all. He's killing him.
It's absolutely
So
wonderful.
proud.
So,
Like Calamari Gras here.
oh my gosh. Calamity
Calamari
Conrad.
Gras.
There's one squiggly dude still on Mama Purdy. And then there's the 2 of them floating over the pit with Olenthian hanging on.
All right. In keeping up with the theme here, I'm gonna holler out, you guys need to escargot away. And I want to use lame duck.
Okay.
D die is a 5 again.
That pops off. So what does Lame Duck do?
Lame duck. Gunslinger has a knack for placing a bullet in places that make their opponent make sure their opponent is down before they have time to make their attack. Basically, it's a trick shot to take away mobility, damaging legs and feet.
Okay.
I'd actually like to use it in a slightly different way and shoot for the hand that's holding on to the dangling one.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, let's see if this will work this time. Nope. So I'll just have to roll it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I think I've seen that issue with the character sheets before.
And 15.
15. That's a miss. Do you want to burn a point of luck?
Yeah, I'll burn a luck.
Sure. That makes it hit.
All right. And that's 1d6. 7 more points of damage.
So you hit this thing in the hand, dealing 7 points of damage to it, and it drops the dangling one. That then falls to, taking 26 points of damage, falling to its death.
Oh,
It is
the
now
second time it fell. Right?
Cobra food. Yeah. So there's one that is now floating above the pit with a Lenthian hanging on to it. It has had its hand shot up. And then there's the squiggly dude on Mama Purdy. You want to take some more shots?
Yeah, seeing as I'm already on top of him, I will... Whoop, I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. And that would be 5. That's a 10. That's
10
not going to hit.
is not a hit, no.
4.
Oh, wait a second.
Well,
Which
was
one were
gonna
you
say-
shooting at? The one in front of Mama Purdy?
now I'm shooting at the one that's got an Olenthian on it.
Give me a percentile. You want to get 51 or above. You do not.
I got a 46.
Go ahead and roll your damage for me.
Sorry about this, Olenthian.
Yeah.
And I roll high, of course.
9 points of damage, Olenthian, as your friend
Ooh.
shoots you in the back.
Ah!
That's the way it works.
You going to keep
Hi.
shooting there?
No, I just shot him. I'm going to be apologizing profusely for the next, week.
Okay. So, the squiggly one on Mama Purdy. He's gonna-
Needs to make a reflex save, actually.
Okay.
Assuming it's attacking me.
It is going to, and it fails the reflex save.
Okay, so before it goes, because it's probably going to, considering how little damage they have, it's going to get hit by 6 of these bubbly things that are floating around me.
Okay.
And then each one of those things does 1 point of damage. So it takes 6 points of
Okay.
damage. This gastric acid just starts to melt.
Ew.
As the
It is still up. I was
Okay.
just short of finishing it off, but I'm actually going to make it roll me a different test now. All right, which it passes. All right, it's going to keep
You have
trying
like
to attack
acid burp bubbles.
I have acid burp bubbles.
That's amazing.
you. But it rolls a 6,
Sounds like a
so
game.
it misses you, Mama Purdy.
No, you better scurry along there, little doggy.
Olenthian,
freaky little doggy.
This one is going to try and make a. It's got you in a prime position. It's going to try and attack you with its mouth.
Oh, he's gonna get you with his proboscis.
And that is a +7, so that is an 18 to hit.
Ooh-wee, that is a definite hit.
Okay. I'm going to roll this. I got to type it in manually. What's your HP?
17.
Okay. Okay. Everything's fine.
See the flames around Chuck right now. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Let me hang on a
Everything's
second.
fine. Up until it isn't.
I hope you understand the gravity of this situation.
Don't mention gravity right now.
I just hope I don't lose my head in this situation.
There is that.
Everything's
fine.
fine.
Everything's good. Jake, 41 points of damage.
Oh.
As this thing bites into your skull and starts sucking out your brain, healing it your hit points.
Oh.
Well, technically,
Holy
it's
poop.
not Olinthian's brain, so just borrowing it.
just you need a, what is it? You need a new vehicle or whatever it is from that one cult.
Yeah.
All right, Kaijul, you just saw a Linthian
Mm-hmm.
get his head bit open, and now his innards are getting sucked out through the top of his head, like that scene from Super Troopers, not Super Troopers, Starship Troopers.
Yeah, that's
An
not great.
Olympian Capri Sun.
Yeah.
He sucked his brains out. Such a good line by Michael Ironside.
Uh-huh.
It is. He's fantastic in that film.
Oh, the Ironside, every line's a good line.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast. Well, I had two things I wanted to do, and I think him being grappled and brain sucked is gonna change it a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Magic Lasso and try to rope the one that's on Olinthian.
Sure.
20.
All right.
Let's see. That's only at a +3, so not bad. A glowing 150-foot lasso appears coiled in the caster's hand. It's now my signature weapon for the duration of the spell. It's thrown up to 120 feet away. Up to 1d6 targets may be struck as the lasso falls wide. It's basically a DC 16 strength check grapple.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you got to make an attack roll with
I
that?
do have to make an attack roll with it, so I guess I probably can't do it this round. Which is a bummer.
Yeah,
But
it doesn't say you can do it instantly, so.
no.
Okay. Well, you got this lasso in your hand, ready for next round. Jake, how gone is Olinthian from this game right now?
Quite a bit gone.
Okay. You're still being consumed like a Capri Sun.
An empty one.
An empty one. Mama Purdy, you're up.
Okay. So Mama Purdy seeing an Olympian is dunzo. Mama Purdy is gonna, ignoring this little thing next to me, is gonna walk up near the ledge, not too far. It's gonna once more,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's gonna blow some fire out over onto this floating creature.
Fantastic.
So the creature needs to make a hang on. Needs to make a reflex save.
Okay. This will be a +2. Ooh.
That's a fail.
Is there any half
Okay.
damage or anything?
No, there's no half
Okay.
damage, unfortunately.
Man.
But Olinthian likely catches on
Yeah.
fire at this point, I would think. I think it's
It's-
a D100, actually. But if
It's a hot Capri Sun.
yeah, he's very much on fire right now.
Brains. Well done.
Goodness. Or
Oh man.
Glenn.
Boy, Now I don't gotta worry about shooting a Linthian, I guess.
Yeah.
Glass half full,
Uh,
right?
Right.
Boy, yeah. Well, we'll try free bleeder again here, on the off chance that maybe I can get him yet. So, or not. Dang. Not getting any luck on this one. So we'll start rolling out some shots here,
Sure.
or start rolling out some misses. There we go. There we
Ooh,
go.
21's a hit.
21 will do something.
Yeah, your 10
keep-
doesn't. The 21 does. That's 11 damage.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Love it. Oh, that's a critical fail.
No.
Let me.
Critical failure.
Why?
Knew it was coming eventually.
That's a 3 on the fumble table.
Yeah.
Flaming debris from your spent cartridge or possibly blowback from a faulty round burns your hand. You suffer 1d3 damage and must pass a reflex save to keep a hold of your firearm. So, I'm just going to roll a d6. We'll divide it by 2. That's a 3. You're going to take 2 points of damage.
All right.
And make a reflex save.
10.
10 was the target number.
Wow. That
You
was
get
lucky.
to keep your gun.
Thank goodness. I have a +6 to that reflex save. Rolled that well.
Yeah. All right. Is that it, or are you going to keep doing things?
I think last time I crit failed, we stopped it there. So
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair.
Cletus.
All right. So Olympian is still his brain's being sucked. So I assume he's still kind of entangled with this floating Elithid, right?
Yep.
About how far out is that levitating Elithid from where
Uh,
I'm at?
About 7 feet.
Okay. So I'm gonna use a combination of my D die. Is that far enough? I could basically just jump
Yep.
out that far.
That's what I let Jake do. He had to make an athletics test. But if you make it part of
Alright.
your deed die function, I'll let you just use the deed die for it instead.
Because I actually have a flying kick ability. I want to just use my flying kick to kind of
Nice.
jump up and
Absolutely.
put my foot in his face. And then once I get over there, I'm going to use another chi discipline to try and help out Olympian.
Sure.
So I think he's got a number of rounds equal to his level before he's gone.
That is technically correct. You're level 3, so he is 1 down.
Yeah.
Now, I got to say, he's getting his brain sucked out, so I'm not sure how this will look afterwards, but yeah.
I know, but you know what? Hey, when the ice troll put him down, did Cletus give up? No.
That's true.
Do you think
But
he's
he
going to give
pops.
up now? No.
It's also on fire.
Well, that's fine.
And shot in the back.
It's out in the back.
I'm not saying Cletus is a smart man. I'm not saying he's a good man, but he's a loyal man.
Okay.
So I'll just make this an unarmed attack because I'm basically just doing the jump and kick.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. Oh, the D die does go off. Let me look up what the effect on that is.
An 11 does not hit.
Oh, man. God damn you, D die.
I know. My
Does that at least get me over to him, though?
Yeah, I'll say you're over there.
Okay, so I've got my living weapon ability.
Here's, I guess, a question I forgot to ask. He's floating in the air still, above this giant pit. Are you going to grab a hold of him so you don't fall down? Or are you just...
Yeah, that's why I'm not doing the weapon attacks. I'm just like try and do the flying kick,
Okay.
and then maybe miss him with the kick, but then with the unarmed bonus attack, try and like get a hand around him and
Sure. Absolutely.
pop him.
Yeah.
So I've got a 4 on the D die. Let me swing back to that. Weapon.
You like the Chun-Li move where you jump up, stomp, and then kind of go back in the air.
Yeah.
Pretty much. God damn it. Okay. Well, the good news is I am with range of you to spend 2 more personality points. I'm going to run out of personality soon, but that's okay. It's worth it.
Jeremy, you can never run out of personality.
Oh, that's sweet. All right. So I will do that. And as I swing past and I miss, and I try and punch it and I miss, but then at the very last bit of it, I kind of like reach down, and just with the tippy toe, I reach down and kind of resonate some of my chi into the top of Valenthian's head, and I give him 5 hit points.
Nice. All right. So now a burning.
I take all my hate and I channel it into healing somehow.
Nice. All right. So, Alenthian, when your turn comes around, you are going to need to pass me another test for this fire. But Cletus, did you leap back out and onto the ground?
I'm there now.
Hanging on. All right. So now Alenthian.
I'm hanging on
and
kicking, punching,
Cletus.
shoving my toe down into Alenthian's ear.
It's wonderful. Hey there, Diesel Shot. Thanks for that raid. All right. Yeetus's turn. There's one squiggly dude on the ground still.
All right. Oh, he's down on the ground?
Well,
excellent.
He's not prone, but he's still, he's still in melee range.
Well, we did the curb stomp. Now we're just going to do like a running donkey kick, basically.
Sure.
Come on, Yeetus. You can do this. I believe in you.
19 damage is a hit. Sadly, that is not lethal. You're 1 point of damage short.
Oh, that's okay, Yeetus. You tried real hard.
You've
All right.
done good.
Conrad.
I'm going to do something a little bit different here. Seeing as I got 2 of my buddies that are hanging on this thing out in the air, and I got a glowing lasso in the Kobold's hands, I'm not about to let them fall into the pit.
Sure.
So I'm going to take a couple of pot shots at the little guy that Edis just did and get ready to take out that illithid when it's free.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and make your attack. 4, your die pops off.
I rolled a deed die and I'm not doing any deed.
Well, you still need to roll the deed die because that's still your attack modifier.
Gotcha.
And damage too, so you might as well, get that
10
free real estate.
Is a
10
hit.
is a hit.
And I got to tell you, just based off your deed die damage, you can roll the damage if you want to, but you kill it.
Well, yeah. Kaplowy. And then I'm just going to turn and level my iron sights on the floating tentacle dude.
All right, just waiting.
Not much I can do here because I don't want to re-kill the killed guy.
Okay.
He's okay again, sort of.
The tentacle dude reaches to that center skull decoration on his chest, kind of underneath Alenthian, and he hits it. Ooh, but nothing happens. Kygel, you're up.
Does he start hitting it like a bunch of other times? Like, wait.
Yeah, pretty much like.
And I can't get up.
What I'm going to do is cast Enlarge on Cletus.
Okay. Don't forget you got that lasso as well.
Yeah, like the grappling's one thing, but I want to cast Enlarge on Cletus because I just realized something that my Mercurial magic does, and I think it's more useful than a grapple that it can come out of.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and try that. Cletus, I'm touching you. And I'm trying to.
Now,
okay.
Cletus is dangling from this, so you're gonna have to get right on the edge. Oh, you're already enlarged, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm enlarged.
It's
yeah.
not a problem then. Yeah.
Yeah. So my Mercurial magic effect is I can enhance item, and that's any item I'm touching. I can add 1d to the damage die size, or I could give him plus 1d3 to AC. And so Cletus, I'm gonna give you a plus 1d3 to AC, unless you'd rather have that die size. What do you want?
I'm good with either. So
okay. Your AC is now plus 2, in addition to whatever you get from 20, which is you're double in size. You get a plus 4 bonus to attacks and damage and AC, and you also get 10 temporary HP. So plus 4 bonus attacks to damage and rolls.
Good God.
And you get a plus 6 to AC because of my Mercurial magic. And you also get plus 10 HP. So I think that's better than a grapple.
That's
Such spice.
just ridiculous.
Enlarge is like the best spell in the game.
That's really good.
Just
That's
don't
my
cast it
turn.
in a tiny hallway.
Yeah, exactly. Ow.
Ka-thump.
There you go. All
Stop
right.
sucking my friend's brains,
Jake.
squid.
Now you squish
I-
him like Capri Sun.
I need you to
I'm
make
gonna
me a
I'm gonna
save,
eat
Jake.
his head like a crawdad soon.
I want to make it a DC 10 reflex save.
All right. No bonuses. 19.
Wow.
You put yourself out. You are no longer burning. Take your turn, Jake. You earned it.
Oh boy.
Yes.
God. I'm gonna spend 2 personality points to cast Corvus Corax. Let me go ahead and reduce that there. Single die spell check. Here we go. Oh baby.
Wow, that's a
Oh,
crit.
yeah.
Everyone gets a point of fleeting luck.
Nice.
Alright, let me look up how that works there. Oh god. In addition to the effects, blah blah blah. Well, let's see. What's that say? I float a little bit. My neck stretches out, and I vomit forth a flock of frenzied ravens, which offer me a +5 AC bonus, in addition to causing all successful ranged non-magical attacks to miss 50% of the time.
Nice.
A portion of the flock can additionally be commanded to attack one target within 50 feet, lifting the foe off the ground as it's pecked and clawed. In
Okay.
addition to that, the protective bonus is extended to 1d3 allies.
One ally.
It'll be Cletus.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So another +5 to your AC, Cletus.
Wow.
Oh my god.
What's your AC?
So you have a
now?
+11 to your base AC now.
It's 12 because of my own thing too.
Oh.
The
I,
mightiest of Cletuses.
What's
it
your current
makes,
AC?
I have a 27 AC right now.
Fuck. God damn.
But so every time I cast Enlarge, I have to remember I can make someone's attack die go up or give them that D3 AC, which seems great. Seems better than
That's
Enlarge.
fantastic. All right,
I-
Jake. Anything else?
I'm going to attack with my ravens, I suppose.
Okay.
Can be commanded to attack one target. It doesn't say the target of the attack. Okay, so it's just part of the spell. It says the target of the attack suffers 1d8 plus caster level in damage
Okay.
per
Me-
round.
Nice.
D8.
Ooh.
We'll start it this round. D8 plus 3.
Plus 3. So 8. And in addition to that, it has to pass a DC 10 reflex save to avoid having an eye plucked from its socket for an additional D10 damage.
Wow. I got a
Ah,
20 on it. All right.
It's got those double eyelid things going on,
It
doesn't it?
does. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mama Purdy, what do you got?
Okay. Seeing that Olympian is now awake and
it lasts
actually
15
alive.
rounds.
Whoopsie.
Wow.
And that Cletus is also hanging. I think I'm gonna go ahead and not blow fire over the hole and set them on fire. Instead, I'm going to get overjoyed by seeing Olympian come back.
And you know what? It's time for a hoedown. Shaggity shag, hey, shaggity shag, hey, shaggity shaggy.
Just gonna dance around,
Stomping my feet, yeah.
and I'm performing a song that inspires all allies within earshot, filling their souls with a fresh swell of courage and a certainty that the coming battle is well within our reach.
Nice.
And so all allies within earshot, you gain the result of my ballad die as a positive modifier to all action die and all saving throws. So it's 1d5 is what my ballad die is, which is a 3. So you get a +3 to all saving throws, action die, etc.
So Jeremy is just a god at this point.
Yeah, we got a +7 between you two.
So there you go. And I'm a little smashed right now. I'm halfway down that intoxication chart.
There you go. Dan, what is Glenn doing?
But I don't have anything cool to make Cletus any stronger, unfortunately.
Shoot him in the
Uh,
back.
Shoot him in the
I'm
back.
almost
Shoot me in the
hesitant.
back.
Works for
I'm almost-
Olympian. Shoot him.
Make a
I'm
victory.
trying to remember. Does Cletus go before?
We have the same initiative, but you rolled a nat 20.
I will wait to take my turn until after you.
Okay,
If that's
you're gonna delay your
acceptable to
turn.
everybody.
Sure.
I don't want to risk actually being successful or unsuccessful here.
Your turn is delayed. Cletus, you're up.
Well, now that I've been enlarged and all this crazy shit has just happened, and I've got like a +7 to my next action. Well, seeing as it was just biting down on the head of my buddy and trying to suck his brains, I'm just going to look down at this little piece of seafood, squeeze it by the top of its head, and for my D-die, I'd love to just. I want to bite the top of its head.
I love
Some bitch. Don't eat my friend's head. I'll eat your brain.
Go ahead.
I'm a petty son of a bitch, y'all. All right, let me get in there. Attack with, yeah, that needs to be unarmed. Oh, fucking a +7 to this, man. That's crazy. My D die doesn't go off, but I got a decent attack roll.
Dirty 30. That's fantastic. 11 damage.
Do you by chance crit on 19s?
I wish I did. No. I'm still biting his head.
You do.
Oh,
You
yeah.
put some serious tooth damage on its head, but it's still somehow clinging to life.
Oh, well, and actually, there's a +4 to the end of that damage for what it's worth.
Oh, I'll put that down.
And then I've got my living weapon bonus unarmed attack that I'll do here.
Sure.
So I've got my 2 from the deed and my 7 from the other. Oh, wait, come on now. Sorry, it's being a little funny on me here. There we go. Now it's working.
18's a hit.
Chomp.
5
So that'll
damage.
be 9 since I've got that
9
nice
damage.
+4 on it.
Okay, this thing is still up, but it is real rough.
Slimy yet satisfying.
That's all I got.
Are you
Alrighty.
moving off of it, or are you staying there?
No, I'm staying there. Like it's the top of its head is in my mouth.
Okay. Dan?
I hope I don't shoot you too much.
Shoot him
Jeff,
in the
I hope
tooth.
you got a print screen of Jeremy doing this.
Oh no, I missed it. No.
You'll have
Yeah.
to check the mod. You'll have
You
to
know
check
what,
the
Dan?
mod.
I've
I
got
will.
some temp HP. I've got crazy AC. You do you.
And you
All
get
right.
the benefit of my song as well, Dan. Plus
And
three.
how much is the benefit from that again?
Plus
3.
three.
+3. Okay. I think I'm gonna do a trick shot. He was trying to get that like amulet thing or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I want to just try and shoot it, not to destroy it, but so that it like comes off of him or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Like,
All right, good.
Smart.
I'm glad you defined that.
so
You
yeah,
hadn't,
maybe
I
where
was
there's like
going
a
to.
string or something like that I can hit now, cause it to fall
Yeah, it's
harmlessly to the
attached with
ground.
like a vest, so you can try to shoot it off.
It's a 4.
4 pops
That's not
off.
too bad.
Yeah.
Now the real trick is if I hit,
+3 that hit though. You can do it.
that turns into +7 for me as well, though.
Yeah.
Luck, maybe? You got some luck.
When
over
you
it?
roll a 1920.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh, is that a
Mm.
crit? No?
I don't think it is. Of course, my
It was an 18. It's
Okay.
still
Roll
a
20
darn good
stuck.
roll.
yeah,
that's a
roll
hit,
20
and-
stuck
That's lethal.
for me. Oh,
Nice.
I done did it.
You
I
did
shot
it.
someone to death.
You have slain all of these illithids. And I think picking over the corpses and doing any other investigation here will pick up next session because we're already over on time.
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah, congratulations on killing illithids.
They were stranded.
And,
Yeah.
and
We sent
almost
them
killing
home.
Olympian.
They're eternal.
Sad, lonely,
boy.
friendly illithids murdered.
We can now start our own Red Lobster.
There
Yeah.
you go.
No, I did hear there's a premium on fish. I wonder if that applies to seafood too.
Maybe.
Liking where you're thinking.
Yeah.
Good reckoning right there.
Bet y'all never seen a squid like this before. This is fancy and
Mm-hmm.
I
All
killed
right.
them with illicit intent.
So let's go through. We'll do our final plugs. So this is going to be Friendin, Jeff, Jeremy, and Thaco. So Friendin, why don't you kick us off?
Hi, I'm Friendin. I'm on the internet under Friendin pretty much everywhere. I draw stuff for tabletop, and you can catch me on Twitch and Twitter and all the usual places. And thanks for having me.
There you go. All right, Jeff.
Yeah, so Adventures in Lollygagging, we play various tabletop role-playing games on the internet. Twitch.tv/The Lollygaggers is where you can follow us. And our next game is going to be this Saturday at 5 Central, where we're playing some fantasy horror with Best Left Buried.
All right. Jeremy.
PLEWD Plutcast, comic book, nerd stuff. Go for it.
And last but not least, Thaco. What do you got?
I am one of the many DMs on Dragons in the Dining Room. We play a bunch of D&D on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. And there is a D&D / table talk / just chatting show that we do on Mondays. Come check us out. We're a lot of fun, and you can actually impact the games from chat.
There you go. All right. Yeah, we are Defenders of Kobold. What is today? Wednesday. You can catch us back here, same time, on Friday for our Evil 5th Ed campaign, The Hollow Throne. You get to see Jake, Dan, Friendin, and myself as players in that, as Joe runs it. Saturday during the day over on Free League Publishing, we're going to be doing some more Forbidden Lands. Who else? Jeff, Friendin, Dan, Jake, they're all in there too. And Sunday, I don't know if Sunday's a Shadowrun night over on Notorious DMG.
Think so.
It is. So yeah, Notorious DMG TV. You can check us on Shadowrun. I don't know if everyone has heard this, but Mr. Matt Covell has released a Dungeons and Dragons magazine today.
Oh yeah, it looks good.
But I do gotta say, if you want to see the best tabletop zine on the market today, you need to check out our zine, Dan Dies in the End and Hollow Zine 2020. My free time is just about freed up, so I can make the last few changes I need to make on number 3. And hopefully that'll be out here in the next week or so.
Ooh, fun.
So we'll have a bunch of zines. You can go check those out. Frenda did all the art for them. A bunch of us did the writing on it. Jen did all the layout. So it's a great product that you should all go see and buy because it inflates my ego. And that's what counts. And that's what I got. So until we see you again, start fires, do drugs, and wash your fucking hands. Deuces. Now I gotta sign us off. And we got music you all can listen to. Congratulations. Goodbye.